Automatic. Right. So, who won, Rhea? Right.
That's the, I thought he was.
Yeah. Rhea started to come back in the like 20. What was the score of our shit?
What did I get? Just like.
I think I'd be giving is the nicest of ways.
Let him take a game.
He said he wanted to jack up the bet. Huh? This is
Yeah. Okay, with this one.
alright. Hear that?
We're in 5
Let's
minutes.
go, tails.
I'm flipping you for
So,
We're in 5 minutes at the top.
Pop down right there.
Open it.
oh. Yeah, I pushed it open when you left. It's like,
Oh, you're getting back on top of it.
let's go. Tails. Head, baby.
Right now, whoever wins.
Double? I'm rather take my. Yeah.
All right, everyone. Thanks for joining us as always. Out here, Bayard live stream with third time coming around with Evan and Lance. Did change it slightly from the past couple. It's only getting 5 on this one instead of 6. It's kind of a one-sided the last time they played. And they also did change the bet a little bit. So instead of 300 demand, this one went to 500 demand. So it is up to 1,000 in the middle between the two of them. So still expect this one to be close like it always is. A couple of things to do over here real quick, and then I'll be right back with the audio. Until then, you can listen to them smack some of these around. See how many jams in the pockets we get. No, we're not starting off that way yet.
Let's play fuck. Hey. Oh. So, Evan's running out.
All right, first one's already in the record books as Evan goes ahead and takes care of that very first game. And this being 5 games on the wire for Lance, that score's already added in. So that was the very first game. So we're going to come around to 5-1. Evan takes that within 4 games.
Yeah. I guess two.
All right, Lance working his way around this table pretty nicely over here. Go ahead and get his his first game on the board. I don't think I've got a good chance at this one. Is straight in shot on that 8-ball to that side pocket. Not updating the score. Let me fix that real quick. It's going to be 6-1. Lance gets his 5 games back. Got a pretty decent spread. A couple of small clusters over there, but comes up dry on that one. Evan comes on back to the table. Like he's looking down towards the solids at 5-ball, potentially in the corner. Changes up and goes for 6. Good choice. Left himself with the 4-ball. Taking a quick peek, trying to decide if he wants to go forward or backward on this one. Got a little bit of angle on that forward to go a couple of rails. Could be easier to kind of pull that one back. Nice job of getting that one around. Threads the needle a little bit, gets that 1 ball on it there in the corner. This one's looking pretty open. Wants to get that 2, but definitely doesn't want to hit that 3 at the same time. So he's giving himself a way to come off that 3 ball, get back up for that 7 down here in the very bottom. Might have to put a little bit of low on it just to kind of make sure he avoids all those stripes in the process. Also needs to leave himself a little bit of angle. That 5 ball makes it easy to get onto the 8. We look down here, that 8 doesn't really have a that corner pocket. Looks like it's actually blocked in a couple of different ways. So as he's looking at it there, he might have a side pocket. So he needs to leave himself pretty straight in on that 5 ball whenever it comes down to it, so he can kind of get a little bit past it and still keep good control. Wants that to slow down a little bit. Looks like he's still okay here, even if he bumps the that 10 ball. I didn't want to bump it on that side, but Lance will come back to the table, and this one's pretty open for him. He had that 8 ball covered just enough to make the shots leading up to it a little bit more difficult. Move that one a little further than he wanted to. I believe he wanted that 11 ball next, just to work on those around the 8 ball before going back up table. With that shot, he's made it a little easier here. Taking a quick look to see what passes down in that bottom corner, and the 11 ball's got a little bit of trouble getting down to the far corner. That 15 looks pretty open across that bottom rail. See if he's trying to shoot that either that 11 in the side, which is definitely a little bit tougher, or go ahead and play that 15. We can see that one passes. Looks like it was heading that way, but catches the point by just a little bit. Doesn't leave it super easy for Evan coming back to the table. We might be able to make that 7 ball okay. When the 5 come back down, does have does have that 15 in the way. Looks like he was trying to get all the way under it, and that was a good attempt. Just didn't catch quite enough of or caught too much of the 7 ball. Undercuts that one just a little bit. And it's got a little bit of opening with that 15 sitting down there in the pocket. Gives him some room to be able to kick that cue ball back out. Everything else looks like it's pretty open. Depending on where that cue ball lands after this one, he can actually play all 3 of those in the bottom, but he does have a 14 a little bit up table. Still looking pretty good from here. He gets very close to straight. Just kind of stun this one a little bit and shoot that 11 over in the side pocket. Looks like he's maybe gearing up. Go ahead and shoot that 14 up table. Plenty of room for that one to get through. He's got another side pocket here on the 8 ball. It was a good plan to go ahead and just kind of play that one a little bit slower. Makes the second one, so 7-1 to Lance as he picks up a game and goes to 6 games over. Like he's got a 1 ball in the corner and even a way to be able to break that 4 ball out of there. Looks like it came out clean, but scratches inside. Evan comes back to the table, got everything open over here. Evan taking a close look at how he wants to handle the next shot after this, and may have just changed his mind completely and decided to go up table. Eleven ball's kind of attracted his attention down here. Definitely passes up there in that corner pocket. Should leave him pretty well on that 10 as long as it doesn't move too far up. Good shot there. Back out, he's got a 14 in the side pocket. Runs a little bit far, but that's okay. He's got several balls in different positions down there at the bottom, so he can just aim to get back towards the middle of the table. Which looks like he can. For that 12 ball, and a good shot as it draws that one back out. See if he shoots that 9 ball next. Has to go ahead and continue up table a little bit. Looking pretty good from here. As long as that 4 ball doesn't move, then should have a clean shot on that 8 to come back out of that same corner. He just shot the 4. 9, excuse me. Looking at the 4. And a reasonably open break by Evan. We got a little collection over here on the side, but that one does also find a side pocket. So all those starts off in the kitchen. Lance is going to have ball in hand. Nice clean shot on that one ball. Looks like once he gets on that 7, he's gonna have a whole lot of trouble left. Looks like he's done a really good job here of finding a way to get up there on that 7 ball. Little stop shot. Ooh, a little bobble on that one is up a little on the little on the unlucky side. 7 ball travels down table. Does block one of the 8 ball pockets, but there's a wide open one on the other side. Looks like Evan's definitely working the left side of the table here. Trying for a little bit of a breakout with that 11, see if he can bump something. That's just that. Doesn't leave himself an easy shot, but he does have a longer shot down table. Not exactly something he's uncomfortable with, so. Go ahead and play that 15 ball down. Just a little stop shot. Didn't even bump it off the rail a little bit. The shot that he's looking at is the one. I decided to go ahead and play a defense on that one. Alright, that one threw me off, but looks like he may, judging by his reaction, looks like he may have left a open shot for that 5 ball for Lance to come back, and when he does, a little bit of top English, that'll come straight back across. Depending on the speed, maybe even be able to get himself on that 4 ball, and that's the 7 ball he's shooting at. Yep, can't see nothing from back here apparently. Tries to fire that 4 ball in, doesn't work out too well for him, but gets a little bit of help from some blocks down there in the middle of the table. It does still look like that pink stripe 12 over there goes. If not, you may see another defense. 2-in-1 game for him is pretty rare. Alright, we're setting records. But it looks like it peaked out a little too much, and might give him that 7 ball. That 7-4 combo doesn't look like it's going to be too difficult. Or excuse me, that's not a 7. That's the 5 ball. Excuse me. Tries to sneak it past it, and I believe Evan's going to control this table pretty good from here. He's got quite a few different shots. Fires that one in with no problem. 15 down here in this bottom corner, and leaves himself a shot on a 13 or that 10 on the side. Go ahead and go with that 10 and get the breakout. Nice job there. He's at 13 passes with no problem. Side pocket shot for a 12 ball. Go ahead and follow that up a little bit. See if he goes for that 14 or the 9. Take a good look at both of them. Straight enough for that one. Little draw shot coming back up table and looking pretty good to advance that scoreboard one more. All right, 7-3, rack number 11 coming up. And Sal, thank you for the compliment, and of course for the stars coming in. Anybody that doesn't already know, we've got the little counter up here in the top, and of course with the stars that we just got, we'll move that dial up a little bit too. Sitting about the 1220 mark for being able to donate over to the Lions Club, which they're handing all of that over to Toys for Tots to be able to help out some kids this Christmas. Really nice organization. We looked into it and talked to a couple of different people about some of the different things they do, and we might have to figure out a way to be able to help a couple of times a year for how they go about handling some of the different events, different charities that they work with. A great organization over there. Also, for anybody that doesn't know, 100% of everything that we've gotten from December 1st until Christmas is going to go over to them. And that's whether it's coming from like the Facebook stars, if it's coming from any of the links that you see up at the top, the different applications, or even what the players give us in donations from winnings or otherwise. Now it's added up pretty quick this month. People's really been digging deep and helping out with that one. So appreciate it from all the pool players and pool family that we got out there. I'm working around this table without too much trouble, but the does need to get up table a little bit. So he can either play that 6 in either one of the sides. Probably wants to get on that 6 ball, or excuse me, on the 3 ball. Then you can just kind of roll that one forward. That gets him on the 6 and the out to the 7 ball. He could just... We'll see if he just decides to roll it forward, or if he's got a different plan for how he's going to get around. It's so far so good. And actually could play the 6 or 7 at this point. Might have been off angle enough to go ahead and decide to shoot for the 7 ball instead. Come around 1 rail, maybe even 2 if he wants to go that far out. Right, leaves himself a great opportunity to run this one out. All he's really got to do is just play it in the pocket and either roll it forward or draw it back. That 8 ball is close enough that either one will work just fine. Just has to go ahead and roll that one forward and toss the 8 in the side. 7-4, tighten up a little bit. Now within 4 games, hasn't been 4 games since the start. And the start wasn't that long ago, but it's definitely doing his job on trying to stay ahead. Let's make one on the break. Both look runnable. But that 10 ball is a little bit of a problem, so they may elect to go ahead and try to take the solids. Because the only thing in the way of solids is more solids, but other than that 10 ball, those stripes look awfully appealing. You can figure out a way ahead of time to deal with that. Looks like that might be his preferred route. Christian going to try to use that pink 12 ball that we see down here on the bottom to get himself on the 10. And you can see that little path between the 4 and 5 ball where he can go on around it. Ooh, ends up bumping a little bit. Biggest problem with that is now he's opened up about the only issue that Lance had. He's going to want to run this one as good as he can. Lance coming back to the table could be dangerous. Starts to go for the bank, and part of that pocket is already blocked. Must have called the, so this is called pockets. All right, and a great job there. Got it a little bit funny when it comes to where that 9 ball is sitting. And now, not only does he have to work a shot on getting to that one, that 8 ball is all the way down table. It must go into that corner pocket. It looks pretty thin. Let's see a big stroke here. It's either going straight in or it's going to fly all over the table. Imagine that, straight in. Makes himself a beautiful shot on that 8 ball.
Lucky, bro. Yeah. Wait a minute.
We've seen this one a couple of times. Last 2 times that these two have met up over the last couple of weeks. I haven't got the first one. Lance decisively got the second one. See what ends up after this one. Is this the big tiebreaker round for the two of them? I'm still going for that second ball break, and I don't remember hearing on the two of them whether or not they are counting the 8 on the break or standing that one back up. Depends on which league style rules they're playing. A lot of times when players are coming out here and playing some longer races, they've decided they're going to make the 8 ball come back up, more of a BCA or ACS style rules, as opposed to like some of our TAP, APA, those kind of rules, for example, where it would be a win or potentially a loss on the break. Looks like he's aiming up towards that 2 ball and deciding he wants to take solids on this one. Good choice. There's a little bit of complications on the stripes with a couple of small clusters up there, but nothing either one of them can't take care of. Comes on back around. Take either the 7 or the 3 ball. I kind of like the 3 myself, and that gives him a little bit more opportunities. Just go ahead and float that one up there, and well, looks like Evan's going to go ahead and go for the 7. Probably try to get back where he is now. Good looking shot there. 3 ball should be next. Leaves him an open shot for that 5 ball, the orange one towards the right side. He had to bounce a little bit more. Might have got himself hooked a little bit, but that 6 could squeak by. Might have to rub the rail on the way in, but look down here at the bottom, and it's going to be a tight squeeze. I believe he can rub that down around the first diamond, and that might still go in. All right, great shot. Too much work to do on the 5 ball. Just goes ahead and shoots that one a little bit more firm, swings it out, gives himself a side pocket shot on that 8 ball. Evan closing that lead, moving to 7-6. Only 1 point separates the two of them. Mr. Jacob Stone, it's yeah, he's shooting pretty good, but getting kind of beat up a little bit in the last time these two have met up. He wants to bring that one back around. He's not real fond of losing matches out here, so he's gonna see if he can take care of that. Mr. Brandon Keegan, thanks for joining us, and thanks for the stars. We see those down there. Appreciate you coming in. Sticking with that 7-ball break, makes one on the side. Once again, he's got his choice because he's got solids or stripes that can be made. Looks like that 9-ball is pretty open, and if you... Sorry, my bad. Got a little quick with the buttons. I'm picking this table apart with no problems. Once he gets on that 12 ball, when it's just looking at there, that's about the last issue he's got, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to get on that now. Rotates that a little extra, and he may have still got a shot. He's looking at it closely. Believes he can bend it around. Yeah, it's gonna be tough to get position on the next ball. We'll look up table and see if he can see. Sure can. 11 ball doesn't get anywhere close to it. So original pocket finds a way at another one, but so does the cue ball at the same time. So Land's going to come back with ball in hand anywhere on the table that he wants. And not a bad looking table for him.
Fair, man. Hurt, man. There's again.
That means you can have fun with it.
Wanted that one to stop just maybe a couple of inches before, so it wasn't heading into the pack from that 5 ball, and whoever rolls it just a little bit. I'm going to come back to the table with 1 ball left. Well, 2. We have to count the 8 ball, I guess. Little draw shot. Doesn't have to do anything too fancy here. Just bounce off the rail and leave himself a little bit of angle, and decides that he wants to go around the world. Somebody's in need of a vacation, but that 8 ball does have a corner pocket. Absolutely nothing blocking its way. Good shot by Evan on that one. Oh, did not see that one coming either. So apparently he's feeling sorry for Lance on that shot. But there was a stick all over the room. And start calling him Earl Strickland here before too much longer. Right. Lance playing a good safety, making Evan go ahead and have to kick at it. It might have been better than he thought it was. That's the best case scenario if you're Lance, and scratches in the corner pocket and hands one back over to Lance. Sends that back out to 2 games at 8-6. Mr. Dave Stem, good to see you over here. And just so you know, we brought a couple radar guns out here, and all the ones that we had only go to about 130, so they're not really going to be able to clock some of the shots that he hits. Unless he slow rolls it. We might get some of those. Lance within 7 games, so he's hit the halfway point.
Nothing.
He comes up with a dry break on that one, and this is a really open table. See which one he decides to pick out. I believe looks like he likes everything being up there at the top. Just because it starts off with a long shot, I'm actually surprised he's not gonna take the stripes on here. Take a good look at that 3 ball, make sure it passes somewhere. Not exactly the position that he wanted that one to stay in. So a little bit of a tough cut or a bank on that 4 ball. Sends that one a little bit long. Lance going to come back with an opportunity. And again, both of those solids and stripes were very open on this one. Which way Lance decides to go for starting this one off. Takes a look at that 15. That would tell us he's planning on playing that 12 ball next. Probably just a little bit of draw. Doesn't want that cue ball to move too much. Just bring it out enough for that 15 in the to be able to have a clean shot on that 15 in the corner. He's back to looking down table a little bit now. We'll take a peek down here. He wants to give himself a little bit different angle. See if he got what he was looking for here. Does get himself on that 15 ball. It's a good shot there. He's just taking care of all the issues that he's got first, and so far fortunate enough to not create other ones in the process. Looks like he's got a 12 down here at the bottom that might help him get onto that 14 ball. It's definitely been checking that one out a bit also. I believe he can catch that. Sending it a little bit long. I believe he's trying to hold that one for that 9 ball, and that was definitely asking an awful lot. Now Evans got a little bit of fun with that 1 ball that's stuck behind the 8 over there. So again, gonna have to keep an eye on that one as well. Looks like you might even be playing this one off of that 12 ball. Sure enough, does. Been a good time to probably call it defense. He may have enough that he can at least get that 1 ball out of there into a little bit better position. And go ahead and kick at the 1. Anything that just sort of touches it, and that is not what he wanted to happen. 2 games hand over to Lance on a little bit of errors there, and Lance will move up to 9-6.
Early, baby. Early, man.
Getting a little bit of collision with some other balls over there, but he's himself a bit of a combo. If he gets this combo, he's made this much easier rack. It's that one with no problem, but just as I say that, gets something else into a little bit of trouble. See if he goes ahead and uses that 9 to be a little tough to break it out, because of course if he runs into the 10 ball from there, going to kick it to the side where that 5 ball is sitting, but that 5 ball is so deep in the pocket that he could probably follow something. Might be able to get lucky and even come off the rail and run into that 8 ball. Just has to go ahead and play that, maybe hoping to knock that 5 in. And he's got it pretty straight on that 14, so definitely a little more work to do. Gives himself a great shot. That was a pretty good speed, and he doesn't seem ultimately happy about it, but I believe that's just because he's going to have to get a little lucky on where it comes off of this next one, where it comes off that 10 ball. If we look at this overhead, it's real close, but I believe he can still make that 10. Like I said, he's just going to have to work on a little bit for getting a shot on that 15. So that's to go ahead and play a defense, and that's a couple of them. The third one today. We're breaking all kinds of records. It's taking a look, trying to decide if he wants to go ahead and make a play on that 2 ball or send it up table. Send that one a long way away, and find out in a moment if that was a called shot. It was not. Both of them in the other room laughing over there, and the lead that he ended up with, maybe he should have just said, "Oh hell yeah, I called that one." So now an open table coming back to Evan. And with this 10 ball, I don't see too much trouble. It'll bounce off that bottom rail. Should have a side pocket shot with no issues. Drills that one in. Moves that one back up to 9-7. The 2 games separates them out. Almost sends that ball up in the top corner. Comes up with a dry break. So Lance going to go ahead and take care of that 4 ball on the side. Most of the others, this is reasonably open for him. And looks down the table. Decides on that 5 ball in the corner. Looking pretty good here. You can actually play a couple of different directions, but lays that one around a couple rails and see what kind of position he gets off of it, and may end up having to go all the way back up table for that 7 ball. Looking at a tougher cut on the 1. Gonna let that cue ball loose a little bit. So have to watch the speed on this one. Just undercut that one just a hair. And comes back, but there's no shortage of his own issues over here. Is a couple of them tied up down here at the corner. To get back behind those to make one of them. Gets a little bit of a lucky roll there. He's still got a shot on that 11. Outside of that, he wouldn't have had too much. Maybe a really tough cut on the other side, but he draws this one back off to be able to get that 15 up here in this corner. Now it's starting to look a little bit better. But the straighter he can get on that 14, the better off he'd be. Because he needs to get down to about that 3rd diamond from the end, close to the rail, so that he can get that breakout towards the top of the screen over there. That's he's going to shoot for the 9-ball next. Comes up a little unfortunate. Looking at taking the easy way out on this one. 2-ball on the side, 6-ball, and a 1-ball down there hanging by the pocket. Nice shot there as he kind of draws that back just a little bit, so that whenever he sends this one down table, it goes down on the right angle. Nicely done. Right, 1 8-ball left for Lance to move the needle up a little bit. Right. 10-7. It's back 3 points ahead.
Bitches, baby.
Alright, drops 1 on over on the side. Seems up a little difficult on the break, as that does get kicked back up here, up table. See if he decides to choose on the solids or the stripes on this one. Neither one have a super easy shot. Regardless of which one he chooses, both of them have about the same problem with that orange 5 and the pink stripe 12 that we see over on the left rail. Actually kind of like the stripes a little better myself just because of where that 10 ball is sitting by the 8 ball. Starts this one off with a combo and gets that 4 ball kind of stuck a little bit. At the same time also hanging up that 9 ball. Does look like that 6 ball will go, but he may be saving that for a little bit better angle. Doesn't look like he's got a ton of options though. Draws that one back a little further than he wants to. Getting a little extra speed out of some of these, so rather than the 4 ball, or excuse me, a 3 ball, I think he's going to have to go for that 7, come back out. Because he does want to get correct on that 3 ball, so he can potentially get something to run into the 5 that's sitting just below that side pocket, or above from this angle. And a good shot there. Only 1 more ball in trouble. And from that angle, a little bit inside English, he may be okay. Miss Victoria Wells, good to see you, and thanks again for the stars on that. We'll get all those added in here very shortly. I believe that may be ball in hand. I couldn't tell if he caught it first and just double hit it, or it went rail first. It looks like it may have gone rail first. Yeah, I believe it did. I think that's going to be ball in hand for Evan coming back to the table. Evan can actually take care of his 2 biggest trouble balls, but he might leave that 10 ball for the end and just go ahead and take care of that 9 ball now. Get that cue ball back up table, leave a little bit of angle on that one. I don't believe he's going to try to break that, get on the 10, because he can definitely get to that from plenty of places. Slightly jacked over the top of it, but maybe riding, oh, he is riding right beside it, so shouldn't be too much issues here. Looks like he's going to go ahead and maybe save that 14 to get him back onto that 7. That's be a good angle. Right, 14 up table. You get him with no problem back on that 10 to 1 rail back to that 8 ball. Great job there. Don't see any problems from here, but I'm not going to call it yet. All right, 8 balls down. 10 to 8. Back to within 2 games for Evans. I'll tell everybody this is as we said it before, this one is a tiebreaker between the 2 of them. Evan got the first one, Lance got the last one, and now here we are. All goes down, so Evan gets to stay at the table on this one. It's a quick walk around the table to see what goes and what doesn't. And that 3 ball looks awfully tempting over there, and it does look like it goes. Guess that 1 ball is just a little bit too easy for him. So play that one. Go ahead and play that 2 over there in the side. Oh, decided to go ahead and play the 6 instead, or not. I don't know why I'm still trying to guess. He's going to put a ball in a hole somewhere. Leaves himself a good angle and make that 3 ball. Send that cue up table. We'll be looking at probably that 5 ball next. That one to be a little careful. He gets real close to that pocket. Or that 5 sitting there and the 7 potentially aiming towards that side pocket. Should give him a good setup. He can get on either side of that 8 ball. It does go to both of those top corner pockets. Oh, catches the point. Gives Lance one more opportunity back at the table. Good speed on that one from Lance. 12 ball in the corner next. So let's go ahead and float that one forward. Not at all scared of those side pockets. There he is. Here we go. Still trying to guess. So let's go ahead and shoot that 9 ball next and come back up a little bit. Gives that one a little bit more legs, comes back out, and does he leave himself on the 15, and we'll see if he takes a look at how he feels about that 13 after this one. I think from there you kind of have to take the 15, it's just which direction he decides to go after it. Take a look, that one's about as straight as it gets, so you can actually play either very close to straight or even cheat that pocket a little bit. Back down table. Cheat that pocket a bit and draw it down below that 8 ball. Follow it up with a little bit of angle. He's got a few different ways to play it, but hopefully go ahead and take that 15 now anyway. So let's go ahead and take a little bit of angle. Again, a little tough to tell if that 11 ball goes. It does look like it's blocked. He may just be playing defense and hide behind the 11 ball. Does just that, bumps it a little bit. It looks like he may have left Evan a shot. So we can grab that overhead view real quick. And, oh, it definitely has an opening for that top corner pocket.
That's why, bro.
So he could just slow roll it, but hey, who we kidding? Alright, nice smooth stroke by Evan there. 8-ball in the side pocket, no problems at all. Brings that within one game. 10-9. Tighten this one back up.
I'm such an offensive guy. Yeah. Yeah. No. I make it. I go hill.
I'm still enjoying that second ball break. Let's get that 8-ball out of there pretty clean. Everything goes towards a rail, but very open, so this might not be a very long fought battle here. His stripes look awfully open. See which way he decides to attack this one. Kind of see a reason for going for both of them. The only one that I really look at here is potentially that 6-ball, where all those stripes are open. So sends that one a long way, with plenty of things up table to work on. Probably see 3 more go down here in just a moment. Little bump of that 14, and that 12 goes back into the other corner. Oh, doesn't want that to get in the way. And now he'll have to find a way to get below, and could do it in a few different ways, but if he tries to get below that 11 ball, unless he thinks that 11 goes in the side, and it looks awfully tight over there, especially from that angle. Anything being blocked turns that into a 2 1/4 inch pocket. Takes a long way down. Does still have a 15 all the way up here, but that position's going to be pretty difficult. So once again, to get back on that 11. Almost expecting to play a cross-side bank on this 15. Just had to go ahead and play it up in the corner. Almost gets it in with a bit of a trick shot, but hasn't left Lance super easy on this one. He does have to jack up, which means he's not going to have quite the control that he wants going all the way back up table. Gets close to it. Doesn't leave having anything too easy. Gonna look at that one rail kick.
Ah!
I got that switched over quick enough, but you have to kind of fight around that one a little bit as jack up and bend around that one. Unfortunately, it doesn't come out quite as well as he wanted to with that 11 ball. It sticks itself right behind that 8. We're looking to go ahead and kick that one in. Not too bad of a try. Lance doesn't have too many issues left on this table, so we'll see if that 4 ball is going to go first. I think he's going to go ahead and play that 7 first. It's a big draw on that one. Well, I would say he didn't want to bump the 5, but looks like he still might have left position to go ahead and make that 5 in the side. Gets a little bit straight on that 1 ball. But with that 3 sitting over there and showing a few times now, there's longer straight shots on those side pockets. Didn't seem to bother him too much. Not the best angle in the world for him. Still a couple of makeable shots. We got judging by the way he's been shooting a few of them earlier, the choices he's made. He's going to choose that 2 ball next. Just kind of float that cue ball up just a hair. So he's planning on putting a bit of a bigger shot on this one. He ramps up some, makes that one with no problem. Leaves himself with that 4 ball. Actually, that 3 is probably a little more tempting than the 4 is. That's pretty straight in. So you could just play that one, hit a stop shot. Same thing with the 4 ball going back up table. And rolls that one forward and gives himself a little bit of room. And uses the whole pocket, but leaves himself straight in on that 8 ball. Lance moving it up. 11-9, back to 2-game lead. Lance pocketing the ball on the side over there. little bit of clusters, a little bit of open. Either stripes or solids without their own challenges. Probably look at him on this one too. Maybe shoot the solids in. I'm sure a lot of different opinions on this one. We look at both of these. If he can go ahead and make that 5-ball now, he might be able to open up the biggest challenge that he has with the solids. Like he's kind of looking around the same thing, but may have chosen that 7-ball. It's a good sized draw there. There's a little bit of an opportunity here to not only bump that 5-ball, but kind of leave it hooked behind that red 3-ball, even with a little bit of angle to kind of take out, making that 9-ball very makeable. Might do him some good to get that one out. Looks like he's shooting on the other side of it. Yep, that's just that. So there's a potential chance of running that 9-ball down the table, but that is not an easy shot at all, and it definitely has that 10-ball cross table blocked with the edge of that 3. One of those that he's got to get that stick out of there quick before it double hits. So just to go ahead and leave it back there, send that 9-ball out in the open. And if we look kind of at the top, maybe successful hit there, but that 3-ball does have a pocket. It can go all the way down table. Yeah, not an easy shot, and actually he's aiming up. I believe that 2-ball has a pocket, and that would be a big help to him. He gets a hold of that one and kind of puts that 4-ball into a little bit of trouble down here. He's aiming to play a defense here and got to travel to get over behind those, but since he locks that 1 on the 2-ball, definitely helps out on that side. Leaves an open shot on that 14 to go in probably either corner pocket. Fires that one in with no problem. Barely misses that 4-ball, which would have given him a nice breakout up there. And down table, if he can get that to walk up just a little bit, he's just going to break everything out. Up table, down table, wherever. Ball on the side. Catches the point. Don't think that's going to be too much harm from there, as Lance does still have a 4-ball with a bit of an issue, and potentially now the 6-ball if he's not able to take care of that now. And I don't think it goes into that side pocket. I believe he's blocked by a couple of different things there. See if we can move this around a little bit. And from over here, looks like it may. Nope, can't see it there either. He's aiming to shoot that up in that top corner. And if that goes, that really would have been a nice shot to get him on that 4-ball. Take a look at that 9-ball. And it looks like it goes in that corner, but Evan does have a couple of other options. He'll take and drag this one back down for that 15. If he can get on the 15, I think he can get himself a shot on that 1. It does need to slow down just a hair. It doesn't try to go up too high. Nicely done there. Does leave himself with a shot on the 9. This bottom and the sides open. Got a lot of places he can leave this ball. Just wants to leave it somewhere on the lower half, I believe. Overcuts it. Lance comes back to the table with another opportunity. Lance missing that one by quite a bit. Be surprised if Evan doesn't get out on this one. All right, one game separates them out. Once again, 11-10. Race is 4-5. Lance only needing 4. We're going to throw up a couple of thank yous for the table. Sushi Ninja, one of our favorite places over here in Brandon. Make sure you check them out if you're in this Brandon area. They're right over there off of Bloomingdale Avenue, if you know where Brandon area is or know a little bit about the Brandon area. A couple more we'll bring up here in a few minutes. But if you do go there, while he's breaking this one, if you do go over there, make sure you take a few friends and go ahead and order one of those big boats. Those things are great. All right, does pocket a ball. And again, about the only challenge whenever it comes to 8-ball is deciding which ball you want to hit next. You don't exactly have that same challenge whenever it comes to 9 and 10-ball. You're relatively sure when you walk up to the table which one you're going to shoot at. Does a great job of floating that one over and giving himself a shot on that 9-ball. That looks pretty clean. All right, once again, no problems with that 12. Sends that one out a little bit longer. He's a little out of position on this one and stands back up and realizes he's going to probably have to back cut this one, which means he's going to have to be really careful on that speed. It's going to come off pretty hot. Undercuts that one just a little bit. Lance comes back with a very makeable 1-ball. He sends that one over either a little further or not quite far enough. Good job there. I don't believe he wants that to sit on the rail too close, but he's still got a few balls to be able to choose from next. A 5-ball up table wouldn't be a bad shot. Alright, comes out just enough to make that a good shot as well. Sure, he'd like to come over a little bit more and give him some more angle, but he just draw it straight back. Got to watch out for that side pocket though, whenever it comes back. Does leave himself for that 2-ball. He's that big angle once again on the 7, but that's all right because maybe straight top or even a touch of outside just to float that up table. Plans of getting that 8-ball inside. He's done just that. Nice job putting this back out to a 2-game difference, 12-10. While he is doing that, we'll go ahead and throw up one of our other supporters over here. Helped us out in several ways, including sending some of the best shots that's come over here to this side. Well, bank shots. It's over in Dunedin. If anybody's familiar with that Pinellas area, it's over there on Main Street. Hopefully you'll go over there and check them out, or anybody that comes into the area, make sure that you check them out as well. Nice place, and definitely always supporting the pool community. Nice control break. Does come up dry on that one. Pretty open. Don't see too many issues on this table as well. Mr. Evan running around the table trying to figure out what's his favorite color. Big reach up table for that 2-ball. Just wants to get that cue ball back out of the middle of the table. It doesn't have to be super specific on the plans here. And does bump one, but comes out okay as he's left himself a couple of different shots, including that 1 ball down in the corner. He wants to go ahead and play that 4 that he's looking at now. All right, no problems with the 6-ball, and kind of choice of a few down here. 6-ball looks like it would easily get him onto that 1 and leave him an angle. But since he shoots a hell of a lot better than I do, I'll let him pull the trigger. Doesn't want that to get too straight. Has to go ahead and lay that one forward. Good job there, as it does have a side pocket now. Looks like both of those two are going to go to the side pocket. Leave himself an opportunity for that 3-ball in the corner. Another little stop shot, unless he decides he wants to go for that little window. And there's a few different ways to play this one. So he might like trying to get out to that window so that he can just sort of stop it and plan on shooting the 8 in the side pocket. Looks like he's changed his mind. I might go ahead and play that 3-ball. I'm going to go ahead and play a little bit of the safer route. I'm going to play this one 3 rails from the way that he's queuing up, which means he's going to be going against the grain a little bit. And kind of played that one good, because that didn't worry about going. He was perfectly fine with keeping that one on the bottom side of the table. I'm going and taking a shot up table a little bit, and I don't know if it goes all the way in the corner if he's shooting that one on the side. Has to drill that one in the side pocket and gives Lance one more chance at the table. I believe we might see a little bit of hiding going on here one more time. He looks like he's aiming that one up for the side pocket. That was not an easy shot there. I was kind of playing two options. If it didn't go in, at least it wasn't a straight in shot for Evan, but now a little bit of work for Lance to do. He might need to look at that 11 ball down table. Could be playing a defense here as well. If he likes a stop shot, then he could play it right into that 12 ball. Just stop it right there, kind of lock it against that 15 ball. Oh, but that's got to get a rail, and it's not gonna. So one more game handed over to Lance, or excuse me, over to Evan from Lance. 12-11. Only one game separates out the two, and down to a 3-4 race. So as expected, coming down to the wire. Not playing any different for the two of them.
Oh yeah, he just played. But yeah, I mean, I think that was smart.
Nice attempt at a cut from Lance on that 4 ball across the table. That's kind of getting in the way of one of the shots, but there's a few options here for Evan to come back to the table with. And I believe that 13 passes also. Goes ahead and plays that combo. That one to stay up. Sure enough. And down to the angle that he needs. Make sure he gets that one back out far enough. Like he got there. And play this one. He's going to go ahead and play the combo on this. 14 might kick out that short rail a little bit, but controls it very nicely. Has that 12 ball in the side pocket. So like that to have come a little bit further for that 10 ball up in this top corner, but if he makes that, shouldn't have any problems getting on the 8 ball. So you undercut it just a hair. He's right by the edge of the pocket, so it's up to Lance to go ahead and run this one out. With safety options, he does have a little bit of trouble with that 7 ball sitting in, probably heard me say before, about the worst spot that a ball can land. Right by that corner pocket. It's not quite sitting on the rail, so it will go up here past the 2. And tougher going past the pocket down into that top corner. He's got a 1 ball to help him with that one. If he can get above table, he can actually make the 1 and even bump that 7 ball. And leaves himself a good angle to play off that 3. Get back up table a little bit. Mine being just past that 8 ball. Back on this side of the 8 ball. And that went a long way and might be playing that 7 ball now. No problems with making that one. But that is a tight pocket with that 1 getting by the 2. Looks like it might go, but it's not going to go by much. Be a much bigger pocket if that 2 ball was sitting on the rail, but of course it just being a hair off. Drills that one in like it had plenty of room. 2 ball next, little draw shot on that. He's sitting pretty good on that 8 ball. Could even bring it out straight across the middle of the table. And goes the long side of it, calls the side pocket. I'm sure he did not want to do that. Potentially gives up 1 more game. Eight ball sitting right in the middle. And we can fire away with this one at will. No problems there. Tie ball game. 12 to 12, and after all this, we're down to a race to 3. Decent spread on that one. I don't believe anything went in. 15 are still up there. Well, it stepped out real quick. He'll be back in just a moment. And slow rolling that last shot in. Leaving himself a few options up table. None of them very short. Maybe he expected that one to come up a little bit higher. Maybe get him on that 7 ball. I believe that he feels comfortable with that 5 ball. I believe that might be the shot there, because that could get him on a few different things. If he kind of rolls out a little bit slower, he might be able to go ahead and take care of that 2 ball, but he's aiming towards the 1, which means he needs to get on the 3 and got that little bit of inside to kick the rail and throw it back out. Not left anything too easy here, so we'll see if he decides just to go ahead and play a defense, maybe behind that 7 or behind the 3 ball. Could lock that one up pretty tight. Wants to hit that one a little bit full. So he has left a open 14 ball down there. We'll take a look overhead real quick and good shot on that one. 2 ball in the corner. Does have to worry a little bit about that 6 ball. Where that 7 is, it actually does have this bottom left corner pocket, which can get him back on that 6, assuming that that 2 goes, and it definitely does. Looking at it from here, so straight, he's got to be a little careful because he wants to get reasonably, not necessarily straight on the 7, but he does want to get close to straight, which means it's going to travel a little ways, and he's queuing up like it's not quite as straight as it looks on that 2. Okay, found a good little path there. It's a little close to the rail, but at least leaves an angle so that it should not have to worry about getting behind that 12 ball, which you see sitting right behind it. So good job there. Got an option for that 6 ball up table. I believe that 6 might give him plenty of room to get on that red 3 ball that we see down here in the bottom left. Undercuts that one a bit. Leaves Evan coming back to the table wide open. Shouldn't say wide open. Does have a little bit of challenge with that 9 ball, but that 12 ball is going to help him get there, and that 12 looks like it's got an opening. Goes ahead and gets that 9 ball out of there anyway. That one to slow down a little bit. Little bump can get very dangerous down there. It sits right at the edge of the pocket. Oh, that's coming out a little bit. Doesn't exactly leave Lance the best shot in the world. Ties up a little bit of everything. So Lance got a little bit of work to do on this one. That one from the side. That's about as good of a miss as you can have there. Looks like that was heading in the right angle. A little bit more speed, and that had a chance of going in. Great attempt by Lance on that. But has left Evan with a few different shots once again. But the only thing he's got left he's got to get position on is that 12 ball. He's got a few different ways to do it. He can actually have more than one attempt to try to get on that one. I believe that's going to get him what he needs, with ball sitting real close to the pockets down on the other end. Great job by Evan on that one as he goes in the lead by 1 point. Hasn't been there since the very first game. 13-12. Take a quick look at that. Wow. A successful break and pocketing a ball. Everything under the sun wants to kick that one in, but nothing actually does it. So it looks like he does have a shot on that 10 ball.
Solid.
Yep, no problem at all. Okay, we're just he must have been looking at that 4 ball. I thought he was calling the 10 on that one. Lance comes to the table with an opportunity here. Looks like got a little straighter than he wanted. That's okay. You can just draw back a little bit. Take a little bit more cut on that 4 ball. Send that cue ball up table. I believe that 8 goes in the side. Oh, but bobbles that one. Gives Evan the one thing that Lance did not want to happen, and that's one more shot at the table. Luckily for Evan, even though Lance has that one pocket blocked, I don't believe that's a pocket that Evan's going to need. He can get around this table using all the other ones. Got out nicely. The only thing he really has left is that one ball. I believe that one might be coming here very quickly. Draws that one back. No problems at all. And a 10 ball up in the corner should get him on that 8 ball. Oh, it's coming back quick. I don't see this being a problem from what we've seen. Drills that one right in the center. Gets himself on the hill, so it's a 1-3 race. Biggest lead that Evans had through this whole thing. Take a quick look here at Evan's last break as he's sitting on the hill. He can pick that stick up after this one. And watch, we'll probably see a miscue just to prove me wrong on that one as well. And Lance looking up table at that 6 ball. Yeah, 2 ball that's got a little bit of an issue. 7 looks like it might go, but not super easy. Might be able to get that 2 ball out right now. Does a great job with that breakout. And still has a shot on that 2 ball, and it's a good thing. The rest of them were getting reasonably well blocked. There's a 1 ball down there as well. Sorry, just saw that one. Overruns that 4 just a hair, but that's okay because 3's there to make sure he still has a shot. Evans got another opportunity here. That 13 does pass by that 1 with no problem. Only thing that he really has left to be concerned with is that 11 ball. So he's going to go ahead and take care of that one now. Oh, catches the side of that 7 ball. Makes the other one for him. Leaves him on the 7 ball. So there was a whole lot that went wrong with that shot. So Lance might find a way to at least get 1 more out of this. And it's a little funny on this one, but still can draw it back. Just got to put a little bit bigger stroke on it, or he can elect to stay down the bottom side of it. It's a great job shooting that one. Himself a very good opportunity on that 8 ball, and would expect this one to go in. Falls right on in. 14-13. Lance needs 2. Evans on the hill.
I'll come back. Okay.
Hey, look, see?
Oh,
Lance getting a dry break on that one. Evans got an open table for both solid and stripe on this one as he's looking at that 10 ball in the side. No problem there. Cue ball travels a bit.
Leave it like that.
Does run a little bit long. He'll try to chase the 14 behind this 4 ball. Instead ends up leaving a good spot for him. Not as great for Lance. It's now blocking that 7 ball. Lance goes ahead and takes the opportunity to clear that pocket, but there is an 11 ball that has a side pocket up there as well. Ooh, overcuts it. It's a good call by Lance on that one. Lance had to bounce back up, give himself a little bit better opportunity on one of these shots. Looks like he's okay with that 1 ball. A little stop shot, and I believe he'll be sitting pretty nicely up there, so it makes it a little easier. We don't have to do too much work, but sends it way to the right.
Oh!
That one clears out of the way. This could be trouble for Lance.
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, Evan's got a few different options here. Is that 15? He can actually play that one, even if he doesn't get on the 11 where he wants to. That 12 is just sitting right there waiting. Sends that one over no problem. A little more angle than what he wants. I'm sure he would rather just kind of drug that one down between everything. It's going to be, he's got to jack up a lot to make an easy path down there. Runs that one a little bit on the long side. He catches a lot more of that 12 ball than what he had originally planned to. So Lance gets a little bit of a reprieve and an opportunity to tie this one up. Not seeing too many problems here. Gets on the right side of that 6 ball. See which way he decides to play that 7. If he can get right on the rail, he can play it. That 7 is just barely, if we look from the top up here, we can see it. That 7 is just barely off the rail, so he'd want that cue ball to sort of snug up a little bit. Goes ahead and bumps it. That was the worst part about that, is getting it in front of that 3 ball, but luckily for him, that 5 ball not only has a pocket, but I believe it's even got a little bit of an angle to kind of help get him back over on that 7 ball. Just needs to draw it back a couple of feet, not too much. It's a great job there. Gonna go ahead and play this one from the looks of it, 2 rails to come back across. Leaves himself a little bit of an angle, and can, even from there, it can be, depending on the speed, can be on either side of that 8 ball. I believe he'll just go ahead and, actually from there, he might go ahead and play it 2 rails, come back across, and get back on the same side that he's on now from the 8 ball. See if he decides to slow it down a little bit and stay on the left side. And he did. Looking like a win for this game. All right, nice job, double hill. I might not be able to hear into that other room, but I can almost guarantee that somebody's yelling at the back end jacket right here. Y'all have to tell me if I'm right. All right, double hill, 14-14, all decided by this one. No doubt in my mind that for obvious reasons, Lance does not want to let Evan back to the table. Reasonably straight little line of object balls that's laying out there, and a dry break. Evan comes back with an opportunity. Step out of the room for just a quick moment. Should be right back.
What are we supposed to do? Alright.
Evan taking a look over at that 11 ball. Come all the way back across. He makes that one successfully. Bumps the 8, but ends up okay. It's still got a shot on that 10 ball that will get him back up table, which is exactly where he wants to be. Should have liked to have been on the other side or a little bit higher so he could draw back. I believe the only real problem that he's got is maybe that 13 ball that we see sitting beside that green 6. But even that one, I believe, has a pocket down here. Wants going to be a little careful. Limits himself down to just the 114 ball. That stops a little bit sooner. Evan gets the hardest ball that he's got off the table. Needs to catch this 6 and make sure that he leaves himself a shot on the 9 ball without having to worry about play a combo and potentially getting something else in trouble. Gives that one a little bit of a nudge, and find out in a moment if that worked out for him. That will go down here, and so things are jamming up a little bit for him down there. See if we can switch the view on this. Take a quick peek. So that 15 does look like it'll get him onto the 12 ball. If we look at it from here, the actually could get him onto either one. We got 13, the orange on the right hand side. Be a little easier. You can just kind of just bump the 10 ball in, pull it up just a hair. Should get him that angle. Pretty good. That's close. That 4 ball's kind of gotten really big over there on that side. Looks like he's calling the cross corner. Switch down here to the bottom. And gives it a shot. Everything wants to go into that bottom right corner. And Lance with one good opportunity here. It's looking at that 4 ball in the side pocket. I believe that 6 can relatively easily go up in that top left corner. But if he doesn't have to play it in one that tight, I'm sure he'd like it a little bit more. And getting himself down to just a 2 ball shot here. So Lanza's still got a little bit of work to do. He hasn't got himself quite out of the woods yet. Well, let's see, because he definitely has a little bit of an angle on that 1 ball. Just kind of in the honor of Dale Stanley. Sort of pinch draw this one a little bit, and it can float behind that 6 ball, or float down under that 6 ball. Let's keep looking at the 6. And like we said, that 6 ball can go, but it's gonna do a little rubbing on the way down. Looks like he's gonna go ahead and fire away at that 1 ball. I believe he's gonna try to get below the 6. That's a good job. Definitely leaves himself a makeable shot, but a little bit of an angle. It's going to want to drift out some, but a 7-ball's sitting right in the middle of the table, so I think I'd worry a little bit more about making the shot and almost making an assumption that you're going to get onto that 7. Just keep it away from the side pocket coming off the 6. Hits that with a good speed to go on in. Not a terrible angle for that 7 to go in a side pocket. And kind of let this one go a little bit and just put a little draw on it to make sure it doesn't hit anything down the bottom. And even if it did, it goes in the side. It comes off that bottom rail a little on the quick side. It can go above the 8. So again, just needs to concentrate on making it. Does that. It's on the wrong side of the table. He really wants that to slow down or speed up. Kind of found that 50-yard line. So a tough cut here.
Wow.
To win the whole thing. Evan dancing all over the place in the background. Oh, I so need to get a camera pointing that direction.
Wow.
I mean, it's a little, rightfully so, a little unsure of this shot. It is quite the little cut. And he's decided he's decided to call the other pocket right there by him. Let's go ahead and cross paint
That's
this
the
one.
worst shot. I get it worse I feel.
And it's gonna make it tough, but it's a pretty good shot. So he's got a good chance of making this one. Sends it up a little bit high. See where this one's gonna land.
Don't fucking.
I think he may have an open shot. If we look at it here,
What do we do,
he
Lance?
does, and you can see those
What do
two
you wanna do?
balls.
What do you want to do?
If he can catch just
I'll
a
do
touch.
whatever you want to do.
Oh well. Looks like that's inside the point. Let's see if we can find a different angle here. So it's not a gimme, but it's definitely makeable, and those two look like they are pretty well married on top of each other. Oh no, there's definitely some room. Alright, we just had to find the right angle. So yeah, you can just catch the left side of this 13. We know he's got a big stroke, so he'll let this one rip. I don't he may hit this one slower to control it. Wouldn't necessarily be his style.
Oh shit. I can make it, right?
Does not hit it slow.
Wherever it goes.
Surprise. Again. Does leave himself a shot. They're all the way up or side pocket. Sends it over to a shot that even I might be able to make.
Fucking.
Go down here and take one last look. Fought last game. It's a great job for both of them. And of course, as always, thanks very much everyone for joining us. It is always a pleasure. And we will be back, if not before, we'll actually be back on Friday. We'll get a flyer out for that. Hopefully by tomorrow. Let everybody know what's going on for the weekend. We've got I think, like 3 or 4 different matches coming up this weekend. So,
I didn't even jump.
Again, thanks for joining us, and we will see everyone very soon.
And that's it, one time.